Good afternoon, I'm Zain Saraswati Jamal, and today I'm going to be preparing one of my favorite savory recipes. I know, savory? You never make savory recipes, I know, but this is a good one. So let's get started. I'm going to be making my ketchup kale chips. So when I was a kid, one of the things that I used to love, aside from sweets, was ketchup chips. And of course, they are full with all kinds of crap and sodium and preservatives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them with my kale. For those of you who are unfamiliar with kale, kale is a green superfood. So it is a vegetable very high in very dense nutrients, especially when you're having it raw in the way that we're going to be making it today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just removing the actual leaves from the stems here. And I'm using a nice generous bunch of kale here. I want to make a really delicious big batch of these beautiful ketchup kale chips here. So I'm going to just tear away at the leaves, giving myself as much of this delicious homegrown organic kale possible. And the thing I love about kale is that it's so easy to grow. It pretty much grows in every climate, and there's so many different varieties of kale too. You can get purple kale, black kale, so you can really experiment with whatever kinds that you like. It's wonderful for smoothies, and it really does make a great snack. So that looks like a really nice big batch there. So there you have it, the fresh kale. The next ingredient I'm going to add is some apple cider vinegar. So this is an unpasteurized apple cider vinegar. And apple cider vinegar is a fermented product. So it actually provides the body with pre and probiotics. So it's really great for digestion, aiding in digestion. After that, I'm going to add some fresh garlic. You can also saute your garlic ever so slightly if you're not concerned with this recipe being completely raw. But I don't mind the raw garlic. I feel like it dehydrates really well in my dehydrator. The next ingredient I'm going to add is a pinch of Himalayan crystal salt. Now this is an ingredient that I use a lot in most of my recipes. It is a mineral salt, so it's not like the other salts on the market where you're getting a high level of sodium. This is a really delicious salt. You don't really need a lot of it, and it'll help to give you your minerals. So if you see it, it's actually a pink, sort of a pink in color. So it's actually very beautiful. And it is a rock salt. So sea salt, Himalayan crystal salt, a black lava salt. I do sell Himalayan crystal salt on my website as well if you have trouble locating them. I'm going to add a pinch of stevia. So that's only because ketchup chips are slightly sweet. So it's taken me a while to really master this recipe, but this is the ideal combination. So you just want to add a little bit of the stevia, and you just want to get in there and mix it with your hands to make sure that all of the kale is fully coated with the stevia, the salt, and of course the vinegar. And last but not least, we're going to add some tomato paste. So this is BPA-free organic tomato paste, and I'm just going to spoon that right in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that spoon and I'm going to mix it around. So you really want to just mix it up very well here, so that all of the leaves of the kale on all sides are essentially coated with this delicious tomato paste. And it smells so good. This is a great recipe to have in the summertime. It's one of my favorites when I'm watching movies and vegging out and I want to just have something crunchy and delicious to munch on. It's a great side to any salads, or a great salad topper. And your friends won't believe how authentically ketchup it actually really tastes with the combination of the tomato and the vinegar. So there you have it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the kale chips in my dehydrator. So for those people who do not have a dehydrator and you have the opportunity to invest in one, definitely do so. Dehydrators are so great for drying raw fruit, and especially for making things like kale chips. So I'm going to just pop it in the dehydrator. I'm going to leave it on low for about 24 hours, and then we're going to come back and see how the kale chips turned out. So there you have it. My delicious ketchup kale chips for your enjoyment. Again, very simple recipe. You just mix all of your ingredients in a big pan and then lay them out on your dehydrator overnight. If you do not have a dehydrator, you want to bake these on very low temperature, probably about 250 degrees Fahrenheit, just so that they don't burn. So raw vegan kale chips, ketchup flavored, one of my favorite all-time recipes for savory snacks. I'm Zain Saraswati Jamal. For this recipe and for some of my other healthy recipes, please visit my website. Happy munching!